Hey everybody, we're back with more Digital Devil Saga 2. Let's play Digital Devil Saga 2. Hey Santa, how you doing, buddy? That text looks too close to my head. I think that text is actually within the camera frame. Still a little bit. Yeah. There we go, that's fine. A lot of murder, you say? Anybody I know? Is it me? Is that my Christmas present? I can probably have this game finished by Christmas. And then everybody's happy and I don't have to play Final Fantasy 13. Tease. Alright, let's get going. All that grinding really did build us up. Alright, I think we're about to enter story, but I can't be sure of that, so... I don't know if you'll miss anything. Oh, it's just a boss. That's what, like, the last three grunts said. Who are you? Katsukiya. Not one I recognize. With everything. Old college try. Zan suggesting Zio, perhaps? Has Zio as well, suggesting no. Right, anyway. Not helpful. If it's nothing, we're just gonna have to keep punching them. It can be seen, yet I do not exist. Try as you might, you will never touch me. That's a one-turn buff. No, it isn't. It looked like a one-turn buff. What counters it? Curious question. Gun, perhaps? Welcome back, Sana. Not gun. Moida. Yeah. Seems like we're up against a gimmick boss and I need to figure out how to destroy the gimmick. Yeah, murder is a thing. It's been a thing for a very long time, Sana. Fire dissipates wind. Interesting. Well, we have our situation. That's gonna be nasty. Okay, fire. Throw the med kit down. And then we never did hit it with Zan. Zan is not a weakness. There ain't no weakness, so this is just going to be a slobber knocker. Reminds me of a Mitchell and Weblock sketch about this really convoluted plan to kill Princess Diana and make it look like an accident. Which involves paid-off paparazzi, Princess Diana not wearing a seatbelt while she's pregnant. A load of things, like a really convoluted assassination plot. And then at the end, somebody comes in and says all of that just coincidentally just happened, and they don't have to bother doing anything. But they might as well still get paid for it. Shit. There is the key. I got lucky the second time. But it looks like every time we'll have to hit the wind with a different element. Oh yeah, I need to start the death counter up again. I always forget about that. Ah, shit, we just healed Surf twice. I've been playing Final Fantasy VI a bunch recently, and whenever you go to use any kind of beneficial spell or item, it automatically highlights the character that is going to use that, and I've gotten used to that apparently. Alright, so Zandai. There we go. Not a difficult fight, just a gimmicky one. And the biggest concern is that I went into this fight without meteor armor. Well, there goes Gale. Probably would be a good idea to start this fight again. Not fire. Also replace Gale with Cielo, because all she's hitting us with is wind and lightning. That removes the weakness advantage that she has. Ice. Nice. Is it force again? No. Earth, really? No. Would it be physical? Okay, so it can be physical. That was a while ago, I know. Since then, we lost Argilla and Roland, and Heat is dead. Hey. What? Alright. Let's go on this fight knowing what we need to do then. We need all elements except Earth. Yeah. Yeah, we got Surf back, learn more about where we came from. Argilla and Roland are dead. He is dead. We reconciled with Heat and now he's dead. And then we took on some bonus bosses and I spent like 10 hours grinding. This was 10 hours on stream. It was 2.5 sessions of grinding. So that we could take out a bunch of bonus bosses, the Seraphs. Uriel, Raphael, Gabriel, and Michael. Okay, so take armor. Hey, Chance. Thanks for the alert, buddy. Hope you're doing okay. Actually, that's a fair point. Want to replace... That's fair enough, man. I appreciate the lurk and the support. You take care of yourself. Switch the party, Surf Sarah, Cielo, set Yellow, Atla bonus, replace life bonus with me, Karma, Yellow, does Cielo have meteor armor? He does, awesome. Replace mutual Karma with anything, but holy no. Alright, let's go try that fight again. Yeah, it seems like you've missed quite a few DDS2 streams, Sina. Which is unfortunate. Because plot actually happened. And then you missed like 3 streams of grinding and dungeon exploring. Alright. Okay, so that's not a great solution. Nobody's weak to lightning now, so that's good. Yeah, magic's doing more damage for us. That's fair enough. How can we make it more prevalent for you without me having to message you each time? I don't know, I may have to message you each time. And you may or may not be in work during some of those times. Alright, let's figure out what the hit is. Okay. This fight doesn't seem overly difficult. The real problem we had last time was dealing with Gale's weakness to electricity and also the healing situation. But with Meteorama and Gale gone, this fight won't be a problem. It might take a while because of this, and we have to experiment to find the weakness every time. Yeah, unless oh, it's looping. It's looping. Let me get that. Stop that. There you go. Lena with the raid. How you doing, Lena? I'll give you a shout out. Thank you, Sina. Playing Skyrim. Special edition with mods. How you doing, Lena? Now let's hit that Meteorama. And Zeodine. Damn. I mean, it's gotta be Zan or a punch. If it ain't Zan, punch him. I should probably open with a punch. We don't often count physical attacks as a possible weakness, is part of the problem. Okay, so Agidine. Agidine. And then since Cielo has the lowest magic stat, Cielo can do the Meteorama. How you doing, Lena? Yeah, the main thing I can say, though, Sina, is I set the schedule up. We're currently running Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. 8 PM on everything except Monday, which is 9 PM. So like, and if I'm not going live, I'll post on Discord. Like, check around those times? I don't know, honestly. Here we go again. And fire. Alright. None of that hits yellow. These random attacks. Okay, I want to throw a meteor armor though. It's something like that. There we go, see him. Red numbers. Not difficult, just kind of tedious, and I needed the group to look brilliant. Physical, yes, awesome. Finally point out the big guns. Little too late though. There it is. Spell resist. Never trust the resist attributes. Alright, let's go back. Rejig the skills. Pterodine back on. Welcome back, Jansen. We beat the boss. Pterodine. Pterodine. And I think I'm gonna put Gale back out in reserve. Not Gale, Cielo. I'm gonna put Cielo back out in reserve. Means life bonus back on Gale, and there's the party. Yeah, it wasn't a difficult boss, it was just a gimmick. And Gale finished his mantra. And that opens up a new secret mantra for us. Is it a stat boost? It is not. No. 7. What do we got? Ice magic. Auto chakra. What is that? What difficulty? You are level 5, 200,000. Kakaitis. 20 MP, that is more than Ufudine. Suggests it's one of the super skills, which is often not worth the cost. However, Auto Chakra would be interesting. Let's throw that on. Everybody else is still working. Yes. Twilight. What is Twilight? This one. Okay. Oh, chakra. That's MP. If that's the restoring MP, then that's fantastic. But in the first game, it was called Chakra Walk. Did they change the name of it? But if it is Chakra Walk in DDS 2, then it's worth 200,000. Still, you couldn't fly us to the sun. Alright. Go. Let's go steal a plane and fly to the sun. That sounds really dumb, honestly.
I knew you'd come.
I didn't expect to have to deal with you already, Angel.
Angel! Please, you have to let us get through. Otherwise...
You will die no matter what. Your body needs the inhibitor. Wouldn't you rather die here instead of growing old and decrepit in the blink of an eye?
How can you talk like that? You won't survive this thing either!
She's aware of that. Go.
Right.
What about our contest?
We'll postpone it.
I'll just give you the win, brother.
Thanks, brother.
Do you honestly think I'd leave the airplane intact?
She's only bluffing.
That's quite a gamble. How can you be certain?
Doesn't
There's
matter.
no one left who would die to carry out your orders. This has gone on long enough.
What does that mean?
David wanted you to help people. Stop this hatred, Jenna.
The QVA syndrome isolation ward was hit. The patients are dying. We need help over here. We can't wait for the CDC. Hurry up with the ambulance. Damn self-righteous terrorists.
Jenna, you mustn't hate them.
Don't leave me. Please don't.
You've been hit with Cuvier syndrome.
I know you'll find the cure. My angel.
No. You can't possibly be him.
No, but David is a part of me. When people die, their data return to God. Since we are born of God, it is no surprise that their souls dwell in us.
You're lying. David was killed by those fools and their ignorance. The Cuvier syndrome isn't contagious, but they...
He was content. Though his body perished, he had someone to carry on his will.
Stop it!
He took pride in his work. He loved people. And he loved you.
You don't know anything! Is this what you wanted? You're just data.
Here I was expecting to have to fight her again. At this point, what's left to save? Kind of Sarah's dad. Well, if Jenna was the mother... and Jenna and David were emotionally close. Makes sense that he would emotionally fill the role of father. That's a fair point. Give me a minute. Yeah, everything's fine, Jansen. Guess it's time to go. Stovall. Nothing else to do.
Jeez, leave us alone. Hey, bro!
I'll lose Cielo too. So much for not being anybody left.
Cielo!
Where'd your pretty face go, huh?
Anybody left to obey
on,
Jen's
Sire.
orders. Why else would they be chasing us?
I'll meet you in Nirvana. Yeah? You asked for it. Here I come!
Badass. I think they were all badass in their own way. They all went down fighting. What can we accomplish here?
It still works. I'm glad. I'm all right. We have to get started now. All right then. I'll start transmitting our data to God.
This makes the deaths have meant something.
Thank you, Serv. Thank you. For everything.
I don't want to be the last one. In the end, we are just data. And we all return to God.
God's data can easily overwhelm us. We need to focus. Everyone!
Let's see, we're not alone.
I can tell! We're not alone. You're all here with us. Everyone.
Good to see Janana and Lupa.
It's good to see you, Seraph.
Seraph. But I'm...
Take a look at your new self. When Sarah's thoughts merged with Surf's, you were reborn as a complete whole. Eventually, your minds will become one, just as your bodies have.
Surf and I will be one.
Your journey is about to end. Show God man's infinite potential. With the help of all your comrades,
Who are you?
you'll see. Open your consciousness. No truth will be hidden from you.
Are you ready?
Let's go.
Let's do this.
Heat.
Do it too,
This is
right?
something you have to do.
Hey, lighten up already. I'm here for you.
I'm glad they're still with it.
Jinana. Lupa. Angel.
I'm finally at peace. Now go, Sarah. Surf.
Glad to know that, Chanson. Can we take heat with us with these skills? I'm glad to know that, Chanson. I really am. As much as I'd like to take heat with us, though, those skills will just hold us back. And I feel like the same is true with Argilla. What does she have? It makes sense why they were both effectively the same stat-wise then. It would have been. It would have been a spoiler. I appreciate your discretion in that, Chanson. We should be ready, though. It is unfortunate that they've not given Argilla and Heat more. While the levels are matching ours, their skills aren't, which creates a serious problem for us to use them. Let's go deal with God. Yeah, it creates an issue, especially since Argilla and Roland went out at the same time, which was so long ago. Even if I hadn't done the grinding, they'd still be so far behind the rest of us. Of course, the shop's here. I have a feeling we're not gonna need much else. How are we doing on MP restoration? 11, 8, 0. Yeah, Seraph works. Seraph works in a way that suggests it was always intentional. I think we'll need more than that. Seat is a little bit more... Hera, maybe? What are you? Save. Hera kind of works, but in a way that's a little too pinned down in something that isn't Judeo-Christian. Shin Megami Tensei. Because since when do they focus on something that isn't Judeo-Christian? You wear the colours, Roland. Joined us. That makes sense. I assumed as much. There's a point in Seraph being angelic, neither male nor female. I'm gonna call this True Varna. Work it out. Easier than expected. But that does leave me with a thought. We'll have them working. We lost Roland that long ago that he didn't even have Zionga. Oh, diorama. Alright, we'll be here when you get back, Sana. It's a nice idea to bring Argilla and Heat back, or Roland. But they are not viable. Like, chances are we'll finish the game and they won't be anywhere near up to snuff. But at least we don't have to do the rest of this game alone. With this, like, it feels like the only real solution would be Seraph, Gale, Cielo, unless you're gonna do a lot of grinding here. You know what? Why not? I've got the money. Alright. Start going. Of course. Well, we had the good times, now let's bring in that standard SNT final dungeon shit. Boss-played Seraph. I hope you didn't do it in the winter. I mean, visually this is probably the simplest outfit in the entire game. Work out the hair, the head mark, everything else is very simple. I could see the appeal. Shit. Ooh. I should probably go back to Johnny and get more core balls. It's a distinctive design, especially with the head mark. Like, you could get a close look at the head mark and the bicolor hair. I could see how somebody would recognize it. Yeah, I've got the money. I don't think we're gonna master any of the mantras we've got left. I always hate enemies that don't have weaknesses. Revival bleed. Throw a diorama on yellow. Kill him. Okay. Sounds kind of awkward if you were cosplaying Seraph and one of your friends was cosplaying Surf. Alright, let's head back and hit Johnny up for more core balls. I doubt there's only going to be the one damaged floor. Fair enough, Sarah. Right, there's that. Just in case. That's a fair point, actually. I probably have some flowers to sell. Yeah, I see. Cosplay is basically wish fulfillment of a kind. Cosplay whoever you choose, whether you fit or not. Anything. There's no cosplay stuff. That is interesting idea. That'd be a lot of work though. Makeup on all visible parts of your skin. Have to wear like a big glove. Vest. Contacts. And again, I suppose compared to a lot of other cosplays, it's pretty simple. No. Go back and do the full restore, then save. Yeah. Depending on the extent of the paint, taking a very extended time. I've never really gone for cosplay myself, but like a lot of the cosplays I'd be really interested in would require a lot of work with that kind of thing. That was not much. Like Hellboy would be a cool cosplay, but that would take a lot of work. Oh, fire. Oh, fuck. Damn it. Good to know we start as we mean to go on. Which is why, despite the fact that we are in the what is presumably the final dungeon, I do not expect to finish this today. If it's what you're into, like... If it's what you're into, dedicated hobby like that requires a lot of time and attention can be a great thing. That's all good stuff to be into, all good skills to have for a variety of reasons. Okay. We're going up. Really? Yeah, sometimes just isn't time to work on an intensive hobby. It's a shame because when you really enjoy it, it's something you want to do a lot more. Then it's an intensive hobby, so it is both time consuming and expensive. Okay, what are you? Going down. Ah, shit, it's one of those dungeons. Okay, take care of Cuckoo Lane, which we know we can do. Scouting on its own is less of a threat, but still worrying. Which is why I don't want it to have strong physical backing from Cuckoo Lane. Give me something. There we go. Yeah, it sounds like Kotaku. Every now and then they'll make a big stink about how people... and then just won't themselves. It's something I've been thinking about, because they run a feature called Sunday Comics. Every week, they get a bunch of webcomics and post the latest webcomic from it. And they do a bunch. Penny Arcade, Clueless Hero is on there now. Life in Aggro, Double XP, I think, is the name. There's a bunch. And every week when it comes up, I think to myself, since you're taking the actual image files of the comics off the websites and putting them here, doesn't that mean whoever's checking them here isn't actually supporting those webcomics? Like, Awkward Zombie's on there, and I like Awkward Zombie. I've been through all of the comics on their site. At least twice. They're good stuff. And the site is ad supported, which is reasonable. Especially since it's not pop-up ads, and unlike Kotaku, Awkward Zombie never asks you to sign up to its newsletter. Like, and they're thinking more recently, like, do they get any kind of kickback from the ad revenue you're getting for their work? Runs again. And it's always something to consider, especially with Kotaku regularly championing social justice. And, oh yeah, no, do good, be good people. You know, credit people, don't be creepy to cosplayers. And then just also regularly doing shit like that. Of course, this is one way to do it. I really wish Core Shield was in a better place to access. This dungeon's gonna take a while, we're not gonna finish this today. Likely not tomorrow either. This is gonna be I feel like this is gonna be a multi-session dungeon. There's something you don't see a lot of in... You don't see a lot of in RPGs these days. Dungeons that will take you literal hours. Yeah, I figured it would be. Fucking hate doing it. That isn't even worth it. Oh. You're just gonna keep doing magic shields and all I'm gonna keep doing is smacking you. There you go, up. You know, it makes sense. A lot of Digital Devil Saga 2's dungeons had been lacking in that
Okay, you asked for it.
very standard SMT bullshit. Honestly, I thought it was kind of interesting just to see David's data there separate from Gale. Like, nobody else's data was there. Nobody else who was represented by somebody else in the junkyard. Just David. Alright, it's a level. Yeah, DDS2 had been lacking in a lot of the traditional dungeon bullshit of SMT. And now I'm really getting the feeling they were saving all of it for this. There we go. Arta. Possibly. It's a reasonable enough excuse as any. Yeah, which makes an interesting point of, like, he was the one who died the longest ago. These core shields do not last that long. Yeah, he was the one that died longest ago. Whereas everybody else died relatively recently. Like, the events of the first game weren't that long ago either. So Janata and Lupa weren't that long ago. And then you've got David, who was a considerable amount of unknown time previous. Restore point. Had to be within 7 years. Like, even 7 years is still a long time. The time frame is just not something we understand in regards to how long the data is retained. Get this right. There we go. On. I'm gonna kill him. It all adds up to the same question, like, The unknown is how long the data is retained, especially before reincarnation, when we outright state reincarnation is a point. But with the QVA syndrome, has reincarnation been happening? Series 7. Is it better for a 7-year-old to look like an adult than it is for a 1,000-year-old to look like a child? These are the questions that must be answered. Right, what were you weak to? I have fought you before. Without the egg, you'll grow rapidly and die. That does not last long. Good thing we bought 99 of them. I begs the question, like, what was the rapid aging cause of? It implies it was a deliberate decision on Angel's part. What are you weak to? Seems to be anything. Yeah, like, you don't really see these super extended dungeons that much. Not even anymore, just like at all. But even in more recent SMT games, like SMT4's final dungeon was not more than like 2 hours. What was SMT4's final dungeon? Seraph and Angel. You go by the lineage, Seraph outranks Angel. SMT4's final dungeon depended on the ending, didn't it? Yeah. Don't. Good. Hey, Lena. How you doing, buddy? Right. Is this all extra stuff that could be found within the game? Oh, making progress, Lena. Seems like we're in the final dungeon, so you know, that's something. Alright, hey, you're not doing so great. Very missable. Earth does way more damage to them. Alright, focus on Earth for these guys then. Hopefully we can take your minds off it while we're here playing Digital Devil Saga. We're gonna be here for a little while longer, so hopefully, I say, take your minds off it. This gonna go down as well. Interesting. Why did that just happen? Alright, take them out in one turn. Well, it will. Nice. Alright. Let me actually spell this right, because I never remember the actual spelling of it. I saw you were streaming Tales of Berseria again last night, Chansome, and you're on part 21 already. I was like, god damn, how did you get through that so fast? Like, we didn't... Like, this is session 11, I think, of Digital Devil Saga 2. Oh, great. Great place for it to end. And it's like, how did you outpace me on Digital Devil Saga 2? Have I really been slacking on it that much? Yeah, but I regularly go over 4 hours of stream. But don't you do Tales of Berseria like twice a week? God damn it. Alright, smack her. Two times a week, 2 weeks. It was originally 4 times a week. 4 times makes sense then. Because I've only been doing this twice a week for a while now. And there was that week off I had. Which reminds me, we are currently sitting at over 150 followers. We're currently sitting on 152 followers. And I mentioned this on the Discord, but I'm going to mention it on stream. We haven't mentioned it on stream yet. I don't think. If that number holds, when we finish Digital Devil Saga 2, we'll be going straight into Final Fantasy 13. As the 150 follower celebration game. Yep. Okay, and take the right. I'm surprised DS2 taking this long to roll out a dungeon with all this shit. Because I feel like Nocturne was doing this by like its 5th dungeon. Yeah, 13 after we finish this game, if the number holds steady. Because we would have hit 150 sooner, but the number went down a few times. We were at like 149 for a little while, then it went down to 147. So if the number holds steady above 150 when we finish DDS2, then we'll be jumping straight into Final Fantasy 13. Need a more efficient way of killing that. This one's different. Ollie. Wasn't expecting that. Good see you're still weak to ice. Who'd have thought the very first boss coming back as one of the last? I can understand why he's freaked the fuck out. He's also not doing much damage. And he's only getting 1 turn per round. Like, that is not right. Like, he's got a health buff, yes. And it seems like nothing else. Okay, onwards. Lots of optional bosses. Why do I feel like we're going to end up stumbling onto most of them? You know, if there's one thing I do like about JRPG Final Dungeons, it's when they go all out and make them unreal. I love how creative they can get with them. Probably will, yeah. Just want to find a save point. Alright. Is that Lilith? God damn it. Snakes aren't closed, Lilith. Getting quite a bit of armor from these, though. There we go. I'll tell Lilith everything to do. Well, if she wants to disguise herself as Yuriko again, that's fine. But I don't want her wearing a snake. Hopefully, by the time we play SMT 1, everybody will have forgotten what I just said. I did like Lilith's role in SMT4, though. It was nice to see Lilith come back, and I love the reference to Strange Journey. You redeem that is gonna have to get in line because we have FF7 and Skies of Arcadia to do, and I feel like I was going through the list of redemptions that have been done to mark off the ones that we've actually taken care of, and Bane redeemed Skies of Arcadia 2 months ago, and I feel like we've been not doing that for long enough. Well, we finish probably the Sunday showcase first, actually, because Might number 9 on Sunday will be the last of those for a while, and then I think we'll jump into Skies of Arcadia on Sundays. I think once a week will give you enough chance to stay ahead of us, Chanson. I think you'll be fine with with us doing it once a week. There we go. Are you getting really into Skies of Arcadia? Back when I did Skies of Arcadia on this stream, that's fair enough, try and keep your mind occupied, it's not a bad idea. Try not to burn yourself out with it. Back when I did Skies of Arcadia on the stream, we were alternating between Skies of Arcadia and Final Fantasy VIII. And then at one point, I just put Final Fantasy VIII entirely on hold and did nothing but Skies of Arcadia until it was finished. That's fair enough. Yeah, I think with us doing it once a week, you should stay far ahead enough. enough of us. Like, even if I go start doing like the longer streams for Skies of Arcadia, as is likely to happen at least a few times, first stream I doubt we'll get past the lure. Second stream, at best probably take out the red gigas. And bear in mind, none of this is compensating for the increased encounter rate that Dreamcast Skies of Arcadia has. So probably way less than that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Skies of Arcadia again. I want to be in a position where you can enjoy it as well, Jansen, especially the music. I think Skies of Arcadia Legend does have a decent soundtrack. I think it's pretty well done. But it is worth, if you have the ability, to see Skies of Arcadia with its original soundtrack. Dead end. Where is that going to lead? Right back there. Like I say, once a week. Probably at most like 4 or 5 hour streams, maybe. Bonus streams in general, or bonus streams of Skies of Arcadia? So mad. In general. Blame Clem, he's the one that requested Azure Striker Gunvolt. Yeah, if you know what you're doing, definitely. That's the second time chat is disconnected on me. Did I miss anything? No. It's just chat, not the actual stream. Yeah, it's just chat, it's not the stream. Like, chat's disconnecting and then reconnecting, and it's not disconnecting for an extended period. Weird. I'm not sure what's going on with it. Yeah, with Skies of Arcadia and Final Fantasy VII redeemed, though, I'm going to have to think up some more games to put on the redemption list that people might actually want to see. Like, Lunar Silver Star Story Complete is on there, but I'm not sure how many people are like, yeah, no, that'd be a cool thing to see. Earthbound I put on there, and I think Earthbound's reasonable. Earthbound has a decent enough following. If I put Dot Hack on there, Bane will redeem that. I know that for sure. Of course, you, Chansum, are working your way up to Nocturnes, and I'll have to replace that with something. I'll probably have a decent number of options to redeem now. What do we got? Earthbound, Luna, SMT, Nocturne, and pick a game. Probably a decent number for now. You kept using your channel points on just saying things, why do you bite me? Also, how you doing, why do you bite me? 67k. You're getting there, Chanson. That one's done already, so... I tell you what, why did bite me? Because you basically wasted like probably like 5,000 points. You can ask 5 questions. Oh, you. Not this guy. Yeah, that's 2. My shoe size is a UK 11. Do I like feet? I don't have a problem with feet. I'm not overly into feet. But there are points, like a woman, I think there's something a little more attractive about a woman who is barefoot than who isn't, if you get what I'm saying. But I'm not specifically into feet. My favourite anything is always a problem for me. I don't really have a favourite actor at all. Great, silence. Great, blood curse. That was definitely easier than the first game, then. Yeah, I don't really have a favourite actor, female or male. It's always hard for me just pinning down a favourite anything. Oh, I didn't go and get a new new mantra. Michelle Rodriguez is pretty hot, and I do like a lot of her work. But that's not specifically because Michelle Rodriguez is in that work. Michelle Rodriguez has done bad stuff. She's done bad stuff with Mila Jovovich. The Resident Evil movies. Ooh, stat boost. Vitality. No, I don't particularly care for Mila Jovovich. Oh, really. She's done a lot of bad stuff, and the good stuff she's in has been good without really her having to do anything. It's like, I like Zoolander. Zoolander is a comedy I really enjoy. Mila Jovovich doesn't really contribute anything to that. I like The Fifth Element. Mila Jovovich doesn't really contribute much to that. It's fair enough. What movie was it in, Chancellor? Oh, you son of a bitch. You got 2 more questions right about me. Okay. Not gonna question why Jack Frost has his own little room on the sun, but okay. Yeah, I think Mila Jovovich became far too reliant on the Resident Evil movies, and I kind of typecast her as somebody who doesn't really do acting that well. Along with the whole thing of he's a celebrity. Along with the whole thing of the concern that after a certain point her entire career was based on the fact that she was married to not even a notable director, a director who somehow kept getting work and then kept giving her that work. Red hair? That's probably Fifth Element then. I mean, that's orange, but you know. And then, like, the Resident Evil movies end horribly. And Sony's like, yeah, no, we're gonna reboot the movies now. We're gonna do new stuff with them. And Mila Jovovich's reaction to that is, I'm the reason they were successful. They're gonna fail without me, which was like, And then, like, the first notable thing she did after the Resident Evil movies was the Hellboy reboot. And it wasn't very good, and she wasn't very good in it. And it was critically torn apart. And her reaction to that was just that critics never like her movies. It'll probably go on to be a cult classic like all of her other movies. And it's like, you know, I'll disagree with critics on a lot of stuff, but Hellboy was shit. Fifth Element's great. Like I say, he's great, really, without Mila Jovovich. Mila Jovovich in that movie does not contribute at all to it being great beyond, like, one scene. Where Lilu is fighting the aliens while the diva is doing rock opera. And it's like, you know what? That's cool. The fight wasn't great, but the backing music really elevated it. Yeah, like, no. Not really. Really in the Mila Jovovich. Alright, Auto Chakra. Let's take a look at what that actually does. Some MP restored after battle. Not as good as Chakra Walk, but still decent. Alright. Yeah, Michelle Rodriguez is good. She doesn't get much variety in roles, but she plays the role she gets fairly well. Okay. Cielo's learning that. Okay, Seraph is learning that. Which leaves what for Gale? This? 200,000, suggesting this is going to end up being really pricey. Alright, let's go with these then. Work these ones out. Yeah, this dungeon's gonna take multiple streams. But with any luck, like, we won't have to grind. It'll just be a case of keep pushing forward. Hopefully we are prepared. If we're lucky, Argilla and Heat will learn new mantras quickly enough that they may be viable for this dungeon at some point. I don't expect it, but if we're lucky. God damn it. Alright. I saw earlier today that they've put Bumblebee on Netflix. I might watch that at some point. I'm not streaming on Friday. I might watch it on Friday. Maybe. Probably not. Oh, okay. Eight charm. Really do. This layout is really confusing. Mostly because it's not on the map. Like, I have no idea the pathway in this. And the battles aren't helping. I keep getting turned around after every fight. That's a while ago, was it? Something there. Yeah. Where does that lead? Nowhere. Okay. Straight ahead. Yeah, like I say, like, I'm surprised DDS2 hasn't done dungeons like this already. The worst one so far was the egg after the power went out. It was dark and there were the damage areas. Aside from that, most of the dungeons in this game have been pretty straightforward. Which has been weird for an SMT game. Already level 67. It's been leveling us up a lot quicker than DDS1 did. Imagine if the dungeons being longer. It's not about them being longer, it's about them being more complicated, is my thought. I mean, let's compare it with Strange Journey. Strange Journey has... It's essentially entirely dungeon, which, to be fair, this game is entirely dungeon crawl, it makes no difference. The first dungeon is fairly straightforward in Strange Journey. The jailer was a gimmick, yeah, I'll definitely admit that. Not a huge gimmick, though. Strange Journey. The first dungeon in Strange Journey is pretty straightforward. The second dungeon introduces damage floors. The third dungeon, the Mall, I think was fairly straightforward. I don't remember any gimmicks of that beyond the boss. And then the fourth dungeon had floors you would fall through, which the second dungeon had as well, but it also had auto-moving tiles that would move you in specific directions. And so already, Strange Journey, in its fourth dungeon, is more complicated than DDS2 is for most of the game. Oh, fuck. I compare it with another SMT game. Not SMT4. SMT4 is pretty straightforward for a long time. That's a save point. But another SMT game. Nocturne. Nocturne gets complicated very quickly in its dungeons. But Nocturne's dungeons are also more puzzle heavy than this was. Alright, we circled round. Keep going forward. I just think it's weird. It's been the game. Now that we're actually experiencing this, I think the game has been weirdly merciful with this stuff. In a way that even DDS1 wasn't. I mean, it had stuff like the power plant. Was it the power plant? Pretty sure it was the power plant. With having to activate the doors from specific points, but that wasn't all that complicated. Or time wasting. Meanwhile, consider the third dungeon of DDS1. You had the Vanguard's base, the Maribel base, and then you had the Solids base. And the the Vanguard's base was pretty simple. You just had to press a switch at a specific time. The Maribel's base was also pretty simple. It was just about unlocking doors from switches that were out of the way. And then the Solid base was way more complicated with the dungeon and the statues that had the floors that would give way. And that entire sequence. And that was more complicated than most of the dungeons in this game. And I'm just surprised that DDS2 has been that merciful. Why would you do that a second time? Like, when we started DDS2, we were talking about how it hits harder, quicker than DDS1, and in terms of battles, that is true. But in terms of dungeons, the dungeons ease you in a lot slower than DDS1 did. That's an interesting thought, Chanson. That is an interesting thought, one that I can get behind. Fucking damn it. I would love it if Argilla or Heat were worth bringing out into battle to replace Cielo. Because the weakness to status effects is still a problem. Yeah, pretty much. The Corrupted Egg, everything started going really weird with it. Supernatural locations is a way better way of putting it. Interesting. And the sun itself is weird as hell. And hell, even on the way in, it was pretty obvious how abstract the entire place was. Abstract concept. Interesting thought, and the mechanics of the game, well, do actually kind of hold that idea up. It's a good thought, Chanson. Good thought. Not happy about leaving that area just unfinished. You know me, I like to pick at things like that. Honestly, the differences between dungeons in DDS1 and DDS2 isn't something I immediately thought of. I was more thinking the differences between dungeons in DDS2 and every other SMT game. And then my mind jumped to DDS1 as another example. Oh, there was stuff for me to pick in Tales of the Abyss. Okay, I don't want that. Go with these ones, I guess, then. 10,000. Yeah, there was stuff for me to pick apart in Tales of the Abyss. I suppose the big thing with it is, like, SMT dungeons give you a lot of time where there's nothing going on beyond just pure gameplay. So it leaves me with a lot of time to think. And I suppose it's also a benefit of the chat not being overcrowded as well, that it also leaves me having to think of stuff to keep the conversation going, which leaves me to try to think of interesting things to say, which I want to be game focused, I guess. I don't know. Why design might have been chosen specifically. Fair point. What we want to pick about big section is just gameplay. Because of skits, yeah. Skits are a good idea. Definitely agree with that. There's an interesting point with this, in that it's a Japanese-made game, and Japan is... Japan is interested in its depiction of a lot of things compared to, like, the rest of the world. Damn it. This is gonna be it, isn't it? It's gonna be a death. Yeah, Japan is interested in the depiction of a lot of things. But one thing that is always kind of appealing about Atlas, about the SMT series in general, is the depiction of Judeo-Christian mythology. Judeo-Christian mythology. Which I think is always an interesting thing. Especially since, like, in the West, like, I'm going to use Supernatural as an example. Supernatural, during Season 5, had a whole thing of, like, the apocalypse is coming and Lucifer is free. But it also had a specific episode that had other gods, that, like, outside of the Judeo-Christian god. And specifically had them as weaker than even the archangels, which, coming from a country that is still, it's not majorly Christian, I think at this point it's more Christian, but like a country that still holds Christianity as high as that, not all that surprising that would happen in a piece of media like that. But when you go to SMT, and Japan doesn't really care. But it's interesting with SMT that Judeo-Christian deities and functionaries are held up higher in power than basically anything else. And I think that's kind of interesting. Yeah. Slim's lurking. That's actually a command I had set up. It's become a running joke in various places we both frequent of ban Clim Hazard. So I set up a command for it on the bot. And I think on Monday, after the stream on Monday, I just decided to set the bot up with a timer for that command. I thought it'd be funny. Murder rock. Alright, let's go. Room is done. Let's make progress. Very important point is to know when a fight is not worth it. It's an interesting point, Teak. Also, hi Teak, how you doing? It's an interesting point, but it's... the point I'm making is it's interesting for a country that doesn't majorly practice Christianity to put out stuff like this where Christianity is the major figure. It's like Yahweh is often the major antagonistic figure of SMT, and Lucifer is often one of the most powerful demons in SMT. Usually above almost everything else. Lucifer being the ultimate representation of chaos in the series. But it does create an interesting thought with the monotheistic ideal. Japan's major thought with Christianity, more often than not, has largely just been that the iconography is really cool. Yeah, it's a fair point. And Japan's specific religions, like the Shinto religion, does have its own pantheon of deities. You know what, there's going to be another boss, and I want to go into that not having the full mantra. It's a good point, Teague. It's a smart point. And I appreciate the input. Games that deal with religion in these ways is often kind of fascinating to me to begin with, partly because like really grew up with a lack of games that dealt with anything like this. And so it's really interesting. The same reason that the Suikoden series is thematically interesting to me in that it's political wars rather than, oh no, monster from space. I mean, Nintendo of America never would have allowed this kind of thing, and they didn't. SMT did not come out in America on Super Nintendo. Although, I suppose there is a question of whether Atlas would have tried. They might have tried if there wasn't the whole issue of Nintendo of America. I guess we can go for this one first. And I've said it before, but it's the main reason I own Stellar Deus, The Gate of Eternity on PS2. Because the concept fascinated me of a game focusing on religious war. And it's a turn-based tactical RPG, which means the war is likely the entire point of the game. Turn-based tactical RPGs are a genre that is usually about a war. And religious war is really uncommon, and that itself is fascinating. It's kind of like how Agarest. What is that called in what is Agarest called in the US? It was called Agarest Generation of War over here, but it was called something else in the US. Record of Agarest War. There you go. Same reason why Record of Agarest War was called Agarest Generation of War, something over here. Same reason why that kind of intrigues me. Until I played it, and like the idea of continuing a lineage, it was kind of fascinating. Yeah, Record of Agarest War. Fun fact, Agarest came out in Europe before it came out in the US, and when it came out in the US, it was completely retranslated. Came out in Europe before the US, god damn it. Came out in Europe before the US, and the translation wasn't great. So when they brought it out in the US, they completely retranslated it. The US version is superior because it has a better translation. And as a result, I have Record of Agarest War 1, 2, and 0. Yeah, that's what I was saying. And like the US version has a completely redone translation. Yeah, completely redone translation in the US. So if you're gonna get it, get the US version, which is what I have. I managed to get a bundle of them from the US PSN store digitally. So I have like Record of Agarest War, Record of Agarest War 2, and Record of Agarest War 0. The unfortunate thing is largely that they are very grindy. Which is not something I'm overly into. Chance at me, you behind? You were, yeah. My recommendation, Chansum, do not get the European Agarest games on PS3. If you want them, if they're not available physically in the US, get the digital versions. It's not as appealing, I do understand. But the translations are just far better. I mean, I recommend looking into it before you decide one way or the other, but like... Vault Emperor, Earth Emperor... Alright, let's go and take on the next boss. Is it gonna be Mick? Or is it gonna be Bat? That is a shame. Yeah, I don't think, like, I have all of them on PS3. I don't think I'd ever play them. Not at this point, not on stream. And I put a while into the first one. But I'm probably never going to do it at this point. Interesting. You know what? I'm curious now, Chanson. If you can find a picture of that, post a link in the chat. I would like to see what you consider extremely lewd. I am curious about this. So bad that GameStop had to hide it. I want to see what this is. I hope this is going to be better than what a wrecked enemy was. In Rebel's chat, in Rebel Reptile's chat, I kept the dream of what euphemism. I need to see this. In Rebel Reptile's chat, I kept the dream of a wrecked nemesis alive. There's Emily May, who has popped in here a few times and gave us a few raids in the past, mentioned that she saw it on Nexus mods. Nemesis naked with an erect dick. And since Rebel Reptile streams RE2 make and RE3 make modded, I was like, dude, do that, you gotta do that. And I was doing that for a while. And then eventually, like last night, Emily May posted a picture of it in Rebel's NSFW chat. so we could actually finally take a look at it. I looked at it, it was like, that is actually kind of disappointing. It's bad. I'm gonna fuck you up again. But yeah, it was kind of disappointing. It wasn't as cool or like, oh my god, gross as I was expecting it to be. Right, because he's weak to earth when he guards and is on the ground. One pick of one of the sides. Alright, let's see this one. The really naughty limited edition. Did it say very naughty or really naughty? The really naughty limited edition, yeah. God damn. It's one of those things like, the Vita. Love the Vita. Fantastic system. A lot of the games released for it came out digital only. After a while, there were only a few that were ever coming out physically. So you'd go into a game shop and see the physical section of a Vita, often pretty small. And most of them were stuff like Galgun and Criminal Girls. Girl tied up in thorns. Often it was stuff like Galgun and Criminal Girls. And it's like, that stuff getting physical release, while a lot of the other really good stuff on Vita isn't. And my thought was like, it leads the popular opinion or perception of the Vita as being just like the anime harem games. And then lightning. You know, it's tricky this time back because I remember how the entire fight works. You know, I think I remember hearing about the boob mousepad, but that could well have been another game. The body pillow, I do not remember though. So you've lowered the stats, but we can still do all the magic. It's irritating, but I can still beat the shit out of you. Okay, gonna have to rework something there. Transforming everybody into a bat is a prelude. The box art is mostly the same as I remember it. The boob mousepad, yeah. I don't think that's the boob mousepad I'm thinking of. Of course it's a Compile Heart and Idea Factory game. Hmm. Yeah. I can tell you from experience, Signer, not worth it. Let's say the game is very grindy and not that well written, as is kind of the case. It's kind of the problem, like, very few RPGs are mixed with city dating sims that are actually good. I honestly can't think of one. It's like, often anything by Idea Factory and Compile Heart is going to be heavy on fan service, low on actual decent gameplay or writing. Yeah. It's not to say they can't put decent stuff out. I've got the Neptunia Rebirth games that I've played that are supposed to be decent. There's like Hyperdimension Neptunia, not great. Rebirth, supposed to be pretty decent. Yeah. Hyperdimension Neptunia on PlayStation 3 is a no. Rebirth, or the Rebirth trilogy, they redid the original 3 games on Vita. And they're supposed to be pretty good. I have all 3 of them, the Rebirth games, on Vita and Steam. I started Rebirth 1 at one point and played it for like 20 minutes, as is the case with so many games I own. You know what, that wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea. Is Hyperdimension Neptunia... I'm pretty sure Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth is on the list. Whoop. And where's it? Yeah, there it is. Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 1 is on the list. Maybe I will add that to the Point Redemption. Yeah. What I remember playing of Rebirth 1 wasn't bad. It wasn't offensive, it wasn't bad in any real way. It was just a case of, this hasn't grabbed me in 20 minutes. And my attention span is garbage. So I didn't play more of it. Honestly, I've got a bunch of games like that on Vita that I just haven't done. Like Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. Trails in the Sky is supposed to be fantastic. I've started it twice. Played like an hour. And ended up stopping for no real reason beyond I'm just not focusing on it. Let's see, maybe I'll add it to the Point Redemptions. I do really want to get to Trails in the Sky, though. Actually. But yeah, honestly, if you ever hear me saying like I played a game for 20 minutes and then never went back to it, never take that as a case of like me saying don't play it, because it's really not. Alright, here we go. He's in red numbers. With 6 turns, could we kill him before he does that instant kill attack? Find out. What caused them to return to normal there? Is that luck based? Because if that's luck based, honestly, fuck this. That's dumb. Right. So if that last hit that Cielo missed had hit, we'd have won. That's irritating. Let's push forward. We can compensate for that on the way to the next fight. Soma. Alright, who are you? Hip Hop Bro. Jack Brothers from the castle? God damn. So they both say the same thing. Oh yeah, that reminds me, I need to set the skills back. Ufu Dine. Ufu Dine. I want to keep Mediarama on. I think it'll be worth it at this point. That's another secret mantra. It's interesting that they bring back characters, like such minor characters from so long ago. Chakra Walk, and it's 100,000. Yeah, no, fuck, go for that. You're currently still learning. Yeah, no, Chakra Walk. Fuck it, drop everything else. And it's only a level 5 difficulty. What's Cielo learning? Dark Leader, alright. Yeah, it's an interesting thought that choices carry over between two games. It creates the expectation that this was intended to be one game overall. Well, nowhere else to go but down. Oh, it's a platform, okay. Yeah, it probably would have been like... Probably would have been 2 discs. And very few games on PS2 were actually 2 discs. The only ones I have that are 2 discs are Onimusha Dawn of Dreams and Shadow Hearts Covenant. Just reminds me, I want to get to Shadow Hearts. I should add Shadow Hearts as a point of redemption, because somebody will redeem that and it'll probably be Bane. And that'll finally make me play the damn thing. That'd be great. You know what? I've got to do Kudelka first. If I had Kudelka as a point of reward, Bane will redeem that. I suppose with those, I would rather not be doing them on like once a week. Was Chaos Wars even released in this country? Let's find out. Chaos Wars crossover. Oh, what do you know? That was an Idea Factory game. Who would have thought? Chaos Wars was not released in this country. It was released in the US as a GameStop exclusive. God damn. You know, at that point, that'll probably be really hard to get. If it was a GameStop exclusive. Let me check eBay for this. It's not even popping up on eBay. Oh, there it is. £48. I don't know if I want to spend that. Like, most of this is just Chaos Theory. Chaos Wars Complete. 58.57 plus £29.27 delivery from Canada. And then that I'd also have friggin' custom charges on top. Various places importing it is like, nah. Gonna be honest with you, Chansum, that is probably gonna be a no. And the fact that it's an Idea Factory game as well has me kind of like... I mean, immediately I'm like, do I want to spend that much money on an Idea Factory game? Alright, Idea Factory games. Let's see if there's one that we can pull up that is actually worth it. Founded by former Data East employees. That explains why a lot of what they do is crap then. Spectral Blade. Have I heard of that? I don't think so. Generation of Chaos on GameCube. Did that come outside Japan? The page just leads back to Idea Factory, so that's not helpful. Spectral Souls on PSP. I have seen this. I've heard it was kind of shit. Yeah. Blazing Souls, I think I saw that on PSP. Hades Eclipse, Generation of Chaos, I think I saw that. Trinity Universe, I think I have seen that. Amnesia Memories, I have that on Steam, I think. I got it free. Code Realize. No. Heard of it, never played it. Type Devotion Noir. Dark Rose Valkyrie, I have that on PS4. It's on the list of games. There's no mention here of whether it's any good. Although, like, the description of the gameplay is pretty interesting. The gameplay is a Japanese role-playing game, but it also includes visual novel segments where the player must interview characters to identify a potential traitor among the player's party of characters. Similar to gameplay mechanics found in Ace Attorney and Danganronpa games, the player must review statements from characters to try to identify contradiction in their account of events. That sounds kinda neat. Like, I'm into that. Had Etna and Brenny in it though. Blazing Souls, yeah, that was released on the PSP as Blazing Souls Accelerate. I heard that was crap. Hades Eclipse, Generation of Chaos, mixed reviews. Trinity Universe, the game features characters from Atelier and Disc Air, with fully 3D character models. Huh. Flown, Etna, and Prinny are the only characters to represent Nipponichi. That's weird. But yeah, no, it's a crossover game featuring characters from both companies. And then it only has 3 characters from NIS. And those 3 characters are all from the same game. Oh, right. Yeah, no, that description of because I've got Dark Rose Valkyrie on PS4. That description of the gameplay has me really interested in it. I knew at least one of these had to be a monster. There's too many of them. What a dick. Okay, not weak to gun. It'd be funny if one of these enemies that has the revert ability, especially if it's my revert, it would be funny if one of the characters had it and was then weak to gun. Damn. I hate Mamudoon. Yeah, I'm kind of interested in Dark Rose Valkyrie now. It's one of those games that I bought on sale and I don't even remember why I bought it. Rana. That was more trouble than it was worth. I wonder what they're weak to. You played much of the Disgaea series, Sina? Take care of the big guy first, since we know we can get rid of him quick. Looks like they hit with everything. Yeah, each one of them will give you a lot of time. Oh boy. A lot of people consider the first one to be the best. I was really into Disgaea 4. I really like Disgaea 4. I think Disgaea 4 is really good. Damn it. Yeah, Disgaea 1's decent. I was more into 4. 3 is okay. I wasn't as into the characters. I've not played 5 yet, but I do have it on Switch. 2... I've not done much of 2. And at this point, it's not available on consoles at the minute. I expect it will be at some point, since they re-released Disgaea 1 as Disgaea 1 Complete. I expect them to do the same with Disc Gear 2, but I'm pretty sure it's on PC. Pretty sure you can get Disc Gear 2 on PC. And it's a port of the PSP version, which had all the... I think it had a bunch of extras over the original PS2 version. And from what I'm aware of the plot, it was kind of interesting. Interesting. I expected fire to be a mistake. Strong against magic. Oh yeah, I changed the bot, bringing the support thing to reflect that we've hit 150, and like talk about what we'll do when we hit 200. Which at the minute is Final Fantasy 15, unless I can think of something else. Dead end. Oh yeah, I got a bunch of new bullets and never gave them to everybody, didn't I? Well, that matters since we're rarely ever in human form anyway. Yeah, you got a switch now, Signer. Not physical. Yeah, you got a switch, Signer. You have a choice of Disc Gear 1 complete, Disc Gear 4 complete, or Disc Gear 5 complete. Personal recommendation would be 4, but like you might find one of the others more appealing to you. If you do them in order, there is also the added benefit of the games regularly have cameos from characters from previous games. So if you do them in order, you'll be able to appreciate those cameos. That's kind of a minor thing. Oh shit, Thor. I'm thinking to myself, like, how long can this dungeon be? And then, like, gotta think back to Digital Devil Saga 1, and the Karma Temple in DDS 1 was super long. Which was the final dungeon of that game. And then consider this game has kind of escalated, like from DDS1. There's just a load of enemies in this dungeon with no weaknesses. Gonna have to out-muscle them. Hello. Interesting. A standard Palace Athena, though. Nothing special about it. Door. That might be progress. Alright, thanks for joining us, Sandy. You take care of yourself, buddy. We're probably going to be calling it soon, so you're not going to miss much to begin with. I'll let you know when we start in Final Fantasy 13 so you're able to jump into the new game with us. I'm not sure if you've done 13 before. We'll catch you next time, Sana. You take care of yourself. I'm gonna miss turn-based when we start doing 13. Everything's such a hurry in 13 with the way everything moves. Same pace. There's no waiting. Okay, it's another flower. So it wasn't progress, so that was the right idea. I'm gonna have to take out the Palace Athenas first, because they have Media Harem. Much I'd like to take out Mithra first. Wouldn't be able to kill it fast enough before one of the Palace Athenas could cast Media Harem. Sounds reasonable, Chanson. Make sure you're fed. Welcome back. Sana has left us. You tell what? So I think that means you are currently the only active person in chat. So neither of those pathways led anywhere. Right, need to throw down a heal. I don't think it's fair that Cielo is affected by Earth when, like, so many of the enemies we fight that can fly, because they're not on the ground, then they're shielded from Earth. I don't think it's fair that Cielo isn't. It'd kind of make up for his weakness to status effects. Alright, throw some more heals down. Okay. So we didn't go on this platform. Leads to a different door. Save point. New mantra for Archilla. There it is, yeah. The way this is looking, with any luck, we'll have Argilla and Heat capable of pulling their weight before the end of the dungeon. It's a fair point. But still, considering how fair the battle system of, like, the press turn system is, it's kind of surprising. Like, if they had Cielo just on the ground, it'd make more sense. But that's going to do it for us today. Almost 3.5 hours, not bad. We will be back with more Digital Devil Saga 2 tomorrow. As we continue through the final dungeon, which, for all we know, it's like I said while you were Ray Chansum, I was thinking about how long the Karma Temple was in DDS1. Like, how long could this dungeon possibly go for? Like, the Karma Temple was super long. But yeah, hopefully make some more progress through the sun in tomorrow's stream. I want to thank everybody who joined the stream. Thank you so much for your support. I always really appreciate it. Big special thank you to everybody in the chat. Chansum, Sign, and Lino, and Why Do You Bite Me? And Lino for the raid. Thank you so much for that, buddy. I always really appreciate it. Is anybody live for us to raid? Not really. We got a Code Veronica speedrun, which doesn't really match up with this. A Cyberpunk playthrough, which I think it's a bad idea to raid somebody playing Cyberpunk at the minute. World of Warcraft stream. And White Day, a labyrinth named School, which I don't know what that is. Oh, I don't care about the actual content. My thought is just that Cyberpunk is a new game that a lot of people are looking forward to, and raiding somebody who's streaming it, creates a strong possibility of spoilers that people may not want to see. It's the same reason I didn't raid Teak when he was playing Spider-Man Miles Morales. It was a new game that I assume a lot of people would want to play. So I'll give Fox a shout out, because she's playing this White Dale Labyrinth named School. I have no idea what it is. Like, check her out if anybody wants to see anybody else. Oh, and Teak as well. I forgot Teak was in the chat. with his interesting discussion. It does sound like a visual novel. I can't confirm it. It might be a weird indie RPG, but it does sound like a visual novel. It could also be a weird indie horror game. Yeah. Also, thank you to Teak. I forgot. Teak was in the chat as well, with interesting responses to our questions over the significance of Judeo-Christian entities in Japanese media. It's going to be the name of my thesis, my doctorate. Significance of Judeo-Christian entities in Japanese media. A day where dudes give gifts to girls that gave them gifts on Valentine's Day. That sounds Japanese. That sounds like a Japanese thing. Isn't, like, Valentine's Day in Japan specifically about girls giving gifts to guys? Like chocolate to guys, I think? Yeah. I'm glad I don't live in Japan, then. My day's a month later, yeah. Yeah, once again, I want to thank everybody who joined the stream. I really appreciate the support. Big special thank you to everybody in chat. Chat is always the best part of the stream. Thank you so much for keeping me company. We'll be back with more DDS2 tomorrow at 8 PM Greenwich Mean Time, GMT. Chansum, you said you're going live soon at this time. I'm guessing it's going to be Tales of Berseria. Yeah. And Teak, you doing more Cyberpunk today? Azure Striker Gunvolt. Of course, you said that. What am I thinking? Azure Striker Gunvolt. So let's give Chansum a shout out. Go and watch Chansum play Azure Striker Gunvolt, probably better than I did. And I assume Chansum's going to go for the true ending. Ooh. Yeah, it's a Wednesday, Teak. You streaming today? Doing more Cyberpunk? I'm streaming Cyberpunk, we do Overwatch. Fair enough. I can't think of any reason why you playing it on PS4 would make any difference, Chanson, to me playing it on Switch. If anything, you might have the advantage. The Switch D-pad isn't great. I think the PS4 D-pad is probably better. Unless you play with the analog stick, in which case you're a Philistine. Yeah, we saw that, Chanson. English, Japanese audio, and then there was a separate option that just said English. Like, if you go back and check the footage when we were going through, it was English with Japanese audio, and there was a separate option that was just English, and we went with the option that was just English. You know, one day, Teak, maybe I'll come and join you on Overwatch. I do have it on PC. I haven't played in a long time, though. But yeah, anyway, let's wrap this up. Once again, I want to thank everybody for watching. I always really appreciate the support. Big special thank you to everybody in the chat. Chat is the best part of the stream. More DDS2 tomorrow, 8 PM Greenwich Mean Time. I expect to have it finished next week. I don't think we'll be done tomorrow. I expect next week. And then won't that be a lovely Christmas present for me to have to start Final Fantasy 13? I've been saying for a while, like, I wanted to give 13 another chance. And here that chance is. Oh yay. Lino with one last read along before we go. Let it now. Honestly, if I had to only pick one character in Final Fantasy 13 to hate, it would be Snow. Like, it wouldn't even be Hope, it would be Snow. Now, with this line, Lino, I'm gonna have to be very careful not to make it racist. Crazy fool. No, that's not good. Crazy fool, why do you always have to jump? One of these days you're gonna land on something as stubborn as you are, and I don't do bits and pieces. Yeah, but it's like, in my mind, knowing that it's a black character has me thinking of a specific voice, and the fact that it starts with Crazy Fool has me thinking do it in a Mr. T voice, which doesn't work. Snow is not the best. Like, hey, favourite part of the game? Like when lightning punches Snow in the face. I wish there was more of that. I wish there was more lightning punching Snow in the face. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. Once again, thank you to everybody for watching. Big special thank you to everybody in the chat. DDS2 continues tomorrow. I expect it to finish next week. But there's always the chance it'll sneak up out of nowhere tomorrow and we'll finish it then. We never know. Bonjour, mademoiselle. Show me the tits now. Not the worst sketch SNL's ever had. Yeah, I want to thank everybody for watching. We are actually officially wrapping up now. Thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic time of day. And take care. We'll catch you next time, guys. Bye.